We're taking it outside today to learn a little bit about marketing. All right, we're going to go back to the basics, and I got my handy dandy few laminated pages. You can call me Professor Provost with my pages, but let's go back to basics. Like, what is marketing? And I know I have a lot of smart people out there who watch this, but I want to break it down. And so marketing is not the same as sales. Marketing is to attract, convert, and retain. That's the goal of marketing. So we have underneath each of those, and I'm happy to send you these and even put them in the comments, but under each of those columns under attract, you have a couple of things. We call it the 6 marketing success factors. That came from one of our mentors, Services That Scale. But you have your reach, which is getting the word out there about your business through ads, social media, SEO, and reputation. That falls under that attract column. Under convert, it's your readiness, like ready to do business, answering calls, texts, all of that. And then remarketing, like you cannot reach everyone on the very first try. So then retaining everyone, reliable, you have a reliable service. And then you're reselling people, which means that you're keeping in contact with your current customers and clients. So the thing where people often make a mistake is, and here's a little lovely pyramid for you, is they start at the reach and they've missed a lot of the foundational components that are actually down at the bottom, which is starting with your reliability, your reputation, your readiness to do business, resell, and remarketing, and then reach is at the very top. So you want to make sure that you get those right. And then I put together another wonderful little sheet that is about the R6s in action. So where does that all start? Because you do need to start at the beginning. If you're a brand new business, maybe you've been in business for a while, but there's some key steps that maybe you missed in the beginning, which is, do you know what your target audience is? Like, who are we even talking to? And trust me, it is not everyone from 1 to 100, men and women. Yes, maybe those people can use your product or service, but you need to like get it down to a target audience. Okay. And then you want to have your brand identity. This builds on everything. So every piece of marketing, everything that you do, you need to have, what are your brand colors, your logo, and obviously there's a lot of choices right now. So you can do, things on AI and Canva. I don't love those, to be honest, because first of all, you don't own those. Like, there's fine print in there that says that they own these things. So if you were to become huge, which I hope you do, then you could have a problem with these later down the road. So hire a graphic designer, get a little brand kit put together where you have your logos, branding, you have your fonts, and your colors. So then from there, everything else is easy. Next, you want to be putting in place some kind of customer retention management system. So a CRM, we call it a growth system, that you have there, tied in with next your website, where you're going to include also some SEO on there. Really, really important. So like those are the things that are under that attract column, including number 5, which is social media. So again, you have your target audience, you have your brand identity, your colors and everything. You have some kind of CRM in place so you can keep track of everyone that you're talking to. You have a website that does something for you, which has some SEO. It's going to have some forms that talk to your CRM. And then you can start putting in place some social media. Now, if you're just starting out, you don't need every social platform. Again, who are you talking to? Are they B2B, maybe that's LinkedIn. If it's a really cool like B2C product, that might be under TikTok or Instagram. All right, next, I know it's a whole lot of me talking and charts and whatnot, is now you're going to add in, we had that attract component that we talked about. Now we're going to add in that converting piece to people. So then you can start to incorporate ads, right? Now we've had that base. So then you can put in some ads. Then you can start putting in even more local SEO on your page. Maybe you had some basics. Now, of course, you can do this all at once, but if you have to take things step by step, this is a great way to do it. Your reputation management, meaning your Google business profile, you've got some reviews on there. This is going to help convert people because we're in the trust but verify. Everyone's going to go, if I heard about you, even from, my best friend in the whole wide world, I'm still going to go check you out. I'm going to go check out your website. I'm going to go check out your Google profile. I'm going to go see what people have to say about you. Then number 9 is you have some kind of follow-up system. So if you're trying to do everything manually, like you're losing out. You just are. And I don't care. I've had people tell me that they never let anything slip through the cracks. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. It just happens. I've had it happen before. We started using our system. I know for a fact, even though if you had asked me, I would have told you I caught everything. Okay, so then now how do you pull all the levers that I talked about? You're going to have ongoing SEO, some of those content marketing, meaning you're going to have blogs, you may have some emails, you may have some text messages. Then a reactivation campaign. What does that mean? People who have bought from you before, that, or maybe they had interest but never actually did anything. And so you can go back and see if we can get them back in the pipeline, get them interested. You're going to try to retain everyone that you have, so keeping in touch with them. And then remarketing. You have satisfied clients and customers. And then how can you get them to come back and continue to purchase with you, if that is what your system has? So that was a lot to digest, I know, but really, really important. And I think it helps helps you to understand, again, a lot of times what I see is people are always starting at that reach, which is, oh, I need more ads. I need to be, doing these things that are more along the reach, when again, we haven't established that foundation. And sometimes we hear a lot of different things from marketers. So I hope that even though that was a lot of information, it kind of helps clear up, okay, where do I start? You need to start with that good brand identity, target audience, CRM, website, maybe some social media, and then you can start building from there. We help put together an entire system that does pull all of those levers, but make sure that you're doing, you're putting first things first. All right, everyone.